Hi, it's Marty Park. I want to talk about 3 more concepts and key ideas for entrepreneurs and business owners in this time of crisis. The first thing is the idea that you have to get your business to profit now. With so many businesses now seeing at least a decline in sales, some absolutely closed in terms of their physical space, everybody is dealing with the idea that revenue has fallen or is potentially going to fall in the coming weeks. You have to be able to think about, how do I get the business to profitability now? Does that mean making some temporary layoffs? Does that mean reducing some costs? Does that mean cutting some orders that might be coming in? What do you need to do to get to profitability now? The reason this is so critical is that most of us say, well, if I have to make cuts, I'll do it later. I'll do it later. And we push off reducing our overhead until oftentimes it's too late. You need to be conserving your cash flow and your cash reserves. So think about at least the steps that you need to take today to get to profitability again. And continue to make those cuts in stages where you say, okay, well, as things adjust, I need to get back to profitability. As things adjust, I need to find profitability. Worst case, this exercise minimizes a burn rate or expenditures that you don't want and gives you some control and more time in the business. The second thing I want to talk about is going after business. There's so many companies that are doing a great job of moving things online, being able to offer delivery, being able to set appointments into the future. This is a great one for a client of ours who offers services where they're actually in other businesses or in homes. A lot of people are saying, well, we don't need to do that now. And they're saying, well, let's book things out. And they're booking into May and June with the presumption that into the future, their schedule will be packed. They then have that message to pass on to their team about, this is what we're doing into the future. So how are you planning sales into the future? Whether it's booking appointments, whether it's setting up sales calls, whether it's offering delivery, whether it's adapting your services to be able to deliver them online, all of those things, how can you maintain revenue or be able to drive business today and into the future? The final thing I want to talk about today is I put together a list of 20 things you can do in your business during this phase of coronavirus and this epidemic. Now, I think this is important because the number one complaint most business owners and entrepreneurs have is there's never enough time. So as business maybe slows down, now you have time. You have time to be doing all these different things that you always should be doing as a business owner. And let me give you an example. A couple critical ones, a cash flow plan. Inevitably mapping out your cash flow and readjusting that regularly so you know how much cash you've got and what your timeline is for cash in the business before you need to take emergency measures. The next thing is just checking in with clients. You've heard me say this in my videos a few times, but just phoning people to say, how are you? How's your business? How are things going? Is important. It's not about selling something, it's about making connection with your clientele. What about a marketing plan? When this changes and people come back to the market in a bit of a rush, people desperate to get back to a mall, to get back to shopping, to get back to restaurants, how is your marketing set up to really capitalize on that? Marketing planning is a great thing to be doing right now. Is there an opportunity to review the values, the culture, and the goals of your business? Does the coronavirus and this pandemic change your perspective on the goals, the culture, and the values of your business? Something to think about. What about online networking? LinkedIn has never been a more powerful tool than it is right now. Where can you simplify your business? Where are you finding that, wow, we've really made that complicated, and now as people work remotely, we can simplify that a lot. Where do systems need to be revised? What things are breaking within your business that you say, oh, well, that's obviously something that needs to be systemized better or more effectively? How's your business adapting? And how's your industry adapting? What are competitors doing? What are competitors not doing? I never worry about what the competitors are doing as a general rule, but it's nice to check in and see what they're doing. What else can you adapt and change to get ahead of them or to be able to copy them, to stay pace with them? But look around and see what else is going on in your industry or even people in other industries, how they're adapting, and you can pull that into your business. Finally, again, updating your team. Let your team know if they're working remotely, if you had to lay people off temporarily, that, hey, we're still here and we're going to go back to business. People need your leadership. People need a message of hope and enthusiasm from you as an owner, reminding people that it is a temporary situation and that you are going to steer the ship through it and get back to work. Anyway, I hope those tips help, those ideas, places to focus this week. Have a great week and keep going.